Hello everyone, welcome back to Reflections. Today I want to reflect on Friday Night with Jesus. I just made a video and we were talking about Malachi 3, and I just kind of got on one here on a couple of verses, and I thought, why not reflect on it a little bit more with you guys? So I'll read it to you as Malachi 3, 13 and 14. God was saying to the people, he said, "Your words have been stout against me, saith the Lord. Yet you say, what have we spoken so much against thee? You have said it is vain to serve God, and what profit is it that we have kept his ordinance, and that we have walked mournfully before the Lord of hosts?" So in my Bible, it like underlines words and it gives you like another kind of definition. So like he says, your words have been stout, and it says arrogant. And I thought like, yeah, like, have you ever heard those people who are just like, they talk to God in their prayer or about God so arrogantly? Like, we have this pride about us, right? And I was talking about, I thought about situations where like we get sick, right? We get illnesses and we just totally skip God, right? Like, you go and you talk to somebody and you find out like, they're sick or something like that, and before you even finish your thought process about knowing that they're sick, they're telling you their treatment plan and what is happening and how to treat this disease and all this kind of stuff. And I'm just like, whoa, time out. Like, where did God fit into all of this? Like, did you ask God? Did you pray? Did you any? And then I'm like, we do this pride thing, right? Where we just react and we just know the plan and we know how to do things, and we have this whole system, so we just follow the system and we do whatever man does, and then it doesn't work out the way we want. So then we go to God, and by then we're mad at him, right? Because we're like, oh, clearly you didn't want to save me. Clearly you didn't want to help me. Clearly you didn't want to fix this disease or this problem or whatever it is, right? Like, I don't know, you can apply it to relationships and say you go to counseling, or something happens in your marriage and you immediately find a counselor or find a lawyer or whatever. Like, you just totally skip God, right? And at the end, when everything is like completely a mess, super a mess, then you're like going to God. And sometimes people realize they messed up and they're like praying and they're on their knees and they're like, God, help me, and they're like begging him. But I think most people are like, no, God, I'm mad at you, like, I'm ticked. And they come at him all arrogant and stout, right? And they're just like, yeah, no, like, gimme. I said, we are so quick. I said this in the other video. Like, we're so quick then to pull out the Bible verses, right? And claim like, well, God, by your stripes I'm healed and all these things. And it's like, where was he in the beginning, right? It says, he was saying, they said it was vain to serve God, for what profit is it that they have kept his ordinance and walk mournfully before the Lord of hosts? Because that's how we act, right? We act like, what's the point? What's the point in doing it that way? Because maybe one time ever in your life you went to God first. Maybe. And it didn't work out the way you wanted it to, right? So you're like, well, what's the point? I didn't get what I wanted. I didn't go my way. What's the point? And I'm like, we are, again, so nearsighted in everything. Like, we just think it is supposed to be so peachy right now. If we do the right thing, we twist things, right? You could read all the prophets and all this stuff, and you could say, look, God says if then, right? If you're good, you'll be blessed. If you're bad, you'll be cursed. See, if I'm good, I'm supposed to get all this stuff. And you could twist that, you could super twist it. And I said, like, I was recently reading Lazarus and the Rich Man, and I like zeroed in on the part where God was saying, like, no, like, Lazarus had all this stuff, the rich man had all this stuff, and he was blessed in his life with all those things, and then he was tormented in hell because, he wanted no parts of God. And then Lazarus was the one who was in sorrow and, pain and suffering his whole life, sick and a beggar and all these things. And then he was being comforted in eternity, right? And I'm like, everybody says, well, that's not fair. That makes no sense. And Jesus said they have their reward, right? And I said, like, maybe Maybe we just don't understand the gravity of how great, which is a small word, heaven really is, and how terrible hell really is. Like, maybe we just don't understand it. Maybe we don't get, like, maybe you should have to suffer for the kind of reward that you're going to get in heaven. Like, we have no clue. It has to be this amazingly magnified amazingness, right? Like, it totally is. God says it. We just can't fathom it. So why do we think, like, who are we? Why are we so proud that we think, well, as long as I make good choices and I walk around, I should be rich, just lathered in silk and fine oils and jewels, and then I should also get heaven on top of that. Dump trucks and dump trucks of goodness. Okay, for what? What did you do? Like, really? Like, why? We just think very wrongly, right? And I don't know. So I was just reflecting on this part and thinking about how we pray to God and how we do go to him stout and arrogant and proud because he's the last resort. We want him to step in and work a miracle, but we don't want to ask for a miracle, right? We don't want to do that. We don't want to go to him first. I said the outcome's going to be the outcome. If God says he ordains your death on May whatever, 19 whatever, well, whoa, 19 whatever. I might be stuck in the past. Then that's when you're going to die. It is what it is. As we go through these things, like what is it going to hurt? Seriously, what is it going to hurt? Like, maybe he'll make it go quicker. Maybe he'll make it easier. Maybe he'll make it less painful for you if you keep him first. If you keep him in mind, if you go to him first. It might not change the outcome, but it might make it easier. And honestly, even if it sucks really bad, if you have him with you and you keep him with you the way he wants to be, it will be easier anyway. So, I don't know, guys. That's all I wanted to reflect on. I just want to reflect on this Malachi couple verses here in chapter 3. And just say, don't be the proud, vain person that he's talking about. Don't go around saying, like, what's the point in following God because he never gives it to me the way I want it. Like, that. Don't be stupid. That's just really short-sighted and it's ignorant, honestly. God takes care of you. The fact that you're able to watch this video right now means that God has blessed you quite a bit. You've got internet, you've got a phone, you've got a computer, you've got whatever you're looking at right now, which I know you think you need, but he definitely does not think you need. And it's done a lot more damage probably in your life than good. So don't think like that. Don't say, what's the point in following God and what's the point in following his plan and his rules and all these things, because there is a future that is eternal. Like, we might get a handful of years here on this crappy planet, but there's an eternal future, and it's either going to super, super, super suck, or it's going to be mind-blowingly, amazingly awesome. So maybe focus on the mind-blowing, amazingly awesome that he wants you to have, that he's got, like, served up on platters just waiting for you, and be thankful, and don't be proud, and don't go to him in vain, and all the things, and ask him before you do things. And before you make all these plans and procedures and all the stuff. So just don't forget about God. He loves you and I love you. Have a great week.